Ice cream conversation. Ice cream conversation. Forever on the grind all day, every day. Ice cream combos, always real, they never play. Download the podcast, listen on any day. Why didn't I do this sooner? Only thing you ever say. Xaviera, best host of all time. All of the faithful listeners will say they never lie. Check every story they run, like me with the rhymes. When other shows report anything, it should be a crime. Entertainment news, yeah, I gotta get mine from ICC, and you should be inclined to do the same if you got half a mind. I do co-sign this lady to shine like Frankenstein. Cut it the day design. IceCreamCombos.com. Tune in, yeah. This influence by IceCreamCombos.com.
Welcome to the Ice Cream Convos podcast, where we serve delicious scoops of entertainment and celebrity news. I am your host, Xaviera.
And I'm your co-host, Karla.
And we thank you guys so much for tuning into today's episode. Karla, how you doing, girl?
I'm great. How you making out?
I'm doing good. I'm going to go get my boobs rubbed this week. I'm sorry. I guess I'd better clarify. Real? I'm getting a mammogram this week.
Damn, you kicking it off. You kicking it off like that?
Rub your titties if you love Big Papa. Yes, I am going to get a mammogram. This will be the second mammogram I have ever had.
Okay.
And I figured a mammogram would be easy for somebody like me because not only am I a client, I am the president of the itty bitty committee. But child, it made more for a struggle. Right? Imagine trying to put a little bitty up in that little in the pancake machine. I'm like, Lord. The lady told me, can you lift up a little more? Ma'am, I'm on my tippy toes. Ain't but so much to put in there, ma'am. I ain't got but so much.
You ain't sure they do what. But you know what? I think it's just an uncomfortable experience for no matter what size you are. It's not something that's a walk in the park. I've never heard anyone say like, oh, you know what? I love going to get my mammogram.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mention it just as a reminder because we love you guys. We care about you. And we know that our audience is predominantly beautiful women. So we just want to make sure that you are reminded to go get your mammogram if you have not done so already. It is October. So you literally have 2 more months to get it done before this year is over. So if I'm going to go get my little panini smashed.
You know what?
For a good cause.
Smash though.
Girl, yeah, they be making flapjacks in that thing. I'm like, listen, they little as it is. Now, don't mess me up. I've already got a padded brawl as it is.
Oh my gosh, you're great.
So I just wanted to take a moment to remind all you ladies to go get your mammograms if you have not done so.
Yes.
All right, Karla. So we have a lot to dig into today because, ma'am, it's scamming season. It's scammer season. Shout out to all the scammers. Oh my gosh, we have so much to cover. We're going to be talking about Ray J, Orlando Brown, Kountry Wayne. This particular podcast is really leaning towards the fellas until we get to the scamming season. Because the ladies came through. See, y'all can't assume that all the scammers are just men. These ladies be scamming. Listen. City girls up. City girls is up.
They out here getting it.
We
all
out
the way
here.
up here till you get caught.
Okay, so I want to start out today's podcast talking about Ray J. So, Brandy's a brother. Y'all know Ray J.
Why you have to be Brandy's brother? He ain't been called that a year. Don't do that to that man.
Listen. So the other day, the news came out that Ray J had been hospitalized in Miami with non-COVID pneumonia. Now, Karla is one of those people who have to constantly remind me, just because somebody's sick, you can't automatically go to the vid. You know, there have been so many other, there's still the common cold.
Exactly.
Flu season. You can get pneumonia for other reasons outside of COVID. So
absolutely.
Ray J is one of the people who has non-COVID pneumonia, but when he was hospitalized, they placed him in the COVID wing for 2 days. Is that typical?
When I saw that, I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't know either. Like, you don't know what the hospital's policy. Everybody's kind of got different policies. And I guess I'm thinking maybe if he had a fever and also had the pneumonia, then maybe, because those are like two telltale signs. But I thought that they get tested. Like, from what I seen and read, certain hospitals have emergency room wings set up where they like test. If you're tested, you test positive, this is where you're cared. They have a designated wing. But I don't know. That was a little...
Yeah, because I'm leaning towards what you said. Like, I was thinking to myself, well, did they have to do... I know they have the rapid COVID test, but then they have the PCR.
Okay, right.
The PCR. So the PCR, I do know, takes a couple of days. So I was like, maybe they did the PCR just to be sure. But in the meantime, in between time, to be safe, they placed him in the COVID wing, which I feel is even more unsafe.
That's why I was like, was the COVID, non-COVID, like, was that added for extra,
pizzazz?
I don't know. I don't want to say that, but I thought it was odd.
Because I'm like, if he already has pneumonia, then he is compromised. So why would you put him in a COVID wing, not actually knowing whether or not... And the last thing you want to hear is that a doctor made a assumption that you had COVID and placed you in a wing.
It doesn't make sense. Something's not adding up. I mean, I'm like, either information is missing or something. It's just that part stuck out to me, and I'm like, huh?
Well, while we figure out whether or not Ray J really actually has non-COVID pneumonia or real pneumonia, this Negro,
it's bad.
It's bad. But how bad is it really? Because he filed for divorce from Princess Love from the hospital.
Yeah, like, how does that work? Like, in between breathing treatments, you just decide, like, I wanted to, like, this time is final.
Bring me the papers. I want to sign today.
I am not laughing at pneumonia.
I'm sorry.
Believe me. We
are not laughing at pneumonia. We are just laughing at Ray J's antics.
Yes.
Like, who files for divorce from the hospital while battling pneumonia?
And I don't get that. And I think most people that battle pneumonia, especially if it's as bad as he says, like, you spend time in the ICU.
Yes, but he did say that in the morning when he wakes up, he feels fine. 30 minutes later, he feels like he has pneumonia again. Okay. So maybe in that 30-minute window is when he filed the paperwork to divorce Princess Love again. I don't understand.
Go ahead.
I just really don't understand this Ray J and Princess Love thing. We don't advocate for divorce, but at this point, I'm like, y'all got to stop playing with us, because I feel like y'all trolling us at this point.
Exactly.
Make up your mind. Lest we not forget, Princess Love filed for divorce in May of 2020. Remember after the whole debacle out in Las Vegas when she claimed Ray J left her and the kids stranded out in Las Vegas? Okay.
That was a mess.
A hot ass mess. Okay, so Princess Love filed for divorce in May 2020. Then throughout the pandemic, they decided they was going to work it out. Because first things first, they went to social media, aired each other out, which was a big no-no.
Yes.
They decided they were going to work it out throughout the pandemic. Well, then Ray J, by September, Ray J decided he was going to file for divorce from Princess Love. Totally blindsided her. Sis found out about the divorce on social media at the same time we did.
Wow.
Mind you, I don't know. I think this was before. Okay, so then they appear on Couples Retreat, on VH1 Couples Retreat. With Yandy and Michael Blackston and all them.
That's right.
Remember that? So then they go on Couples Retreat. Everybody could see, y'all ain't, this thing, the math ain't mathing over here in the Norwood household.
Yeah, for real. It's obvious. I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like you said, it's trolling. I feel like they're just trolling.
Are they trolling us or each other or both? Because
both, I think, at this point.
This is ridiculous. Okay, so then Ray J files for divorce again, right? Because it's October. October 2021, Ray J files for divorce again. This is the third time between the two of them they have filed for divorce. So then TMZ caught up with Princess Love and, asking her about the divorce filing. She was like, I've never been better. Sis done already scrubbed her Instagram of Ray J, but I mean, that's not hard to do. She's done it multiple times.
Right.
So she's already scrubbed her Instagram and her social medias of Ray J. It's just her and the kids on there now. And I'm just like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, I don't understand it. I think, and in divorce, like marriages, I just feel like it makes me mad because it's not something you play with. Like, honestly, like divorce is like, to me, it's final. Like that should not even be something that you play with, period. Like once you say it, you mean it. It can't be, we can't work it out, period. But like when I hear people say they filed like the third time, you're a joke to me now. Your whole marriage is a joke. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, because it's almost like, you know, when you boyfriend and girlfriend, you break up like, I'm gonna, and then you go home. But this is different. And every time you get mad, you're gonna run down to the courthouse and file documentation.
That's what I'm saying.
So
it's
then
childish.
Right. But here's what I was thinking, and I shouldn't be speculating, but I mean, if the doctor's gonna make assumptions about his pneumonia, I can make assumptions about his marriage. I was thinking Ray J probably went and filed for divorce because Princess Love didn't come running to that hospital fast enough, or he didn't feel like she cared when he got the little coughy cough.
You probably right. That's like, they are, one thing I can say, both of them are extremely immature, period.
Yes.
Like they needed to both like mature before they even married each other and had children. Like, you have children. Just back and forth. It's one thing if you separate and you kind of like, all right, let's see. But you're like, y'all filing for divorce over and over and over.
At this point, I think the judge should ban them for coming down there. Like, if y'all come down there and file for divorce again, you got to pay a fine. Because now you playing and you wasting our time.
No, seriously, exactly. If they should have something, that's a good idea. Because they have something out there like for people that keep claiming car accidents and accidental falls. You know, they'll tell you like, wait, hold on. You didn't have like 15 now in the last.
Okay, now what you doing now?
Right.
Are you scamming? Is it scamming season? Listen.
Well, bless their hearts. I just feel like don't play with that like that.
Don't play with that. And you know who else should be on that list? Y'all can't come back down here and file for divorce no more? Cardi B and Offset.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Cardi, you can't come back down here no more either, baby.
We might need to do a new list. Oh, I'm sorry. Remember we used to have like the
prayer request? Yeah, girl. Well, you know what? We could bring it back right now. So, dear Heavenly Father, we are adding Ray J, a.k.a. Brandy's brother, to your prayer list, and his wife, Princess Love. Well, soon to be ex-wife, Princess Love. Yes. Well, they might work it out again once he gets out the hospital on his meds. I said, blame it on the meds. Blame it on the meds. It got to be the meds. But if you have not seen this video of TMZ talking to Princess Love about the aftermath of Ray J filing for divorce again, then visit icecreamconvos.com and check that out.
Wow.
Oh, okay, so moving right along, I want to talk about Orlando Brown. Let's change this to some good energy. Girl, speaking of God is able, because we have put him on our prayer request list before.
Oh, yeah. I feel like a couple of times. It was just once?
It was more than once. But the Lord heard us, and he laid his hand on Orlando Brown and turned his life around. Now, if y'all don't remember, Orlando Brown is the actor that was previously on That's So Raven. And his life just completely spiraled out of control.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
it was arrest after arrest and interventions and rehab and popping up on Dr. Phil with snake eye contact lenses.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, yes. And then it was he claimed Raven Simone was giving him oral pleasures, and she said he stole her cell phone, and it was just a mess.
He was fired. He was just completely out of control. Completely. And I actually sat there and watched a couple interviews he did with, I'm not going to say that we ain't giving anybody credit on this show, but I watched the interview and I couldn't believe like he was all over the place. Like I was like, I thought it was definitely mental health. I'm like, it's more than just, drug abuse, but I was so happy to hear the news, like the good news.
Absolutely. So if you have missed it, Orlando Brown was trending on social media because the streets of social media were basically celebrating the fact that he had turned his life around. He beat his drug addiction and he gave his life to Christ. So this is such a wonderful thing. Girl, he even looks better.
He does. He looks like when he was little.
Yes, he got his weight back.
Yup, that little round face, everything. And that's when you know someone is like healthy, mentally and physically. Like when they I'm like, oh, he looks like 10, like he knocked 10 years off of him.
He looks like his old self.
He looked so bad. Like,
his eyes was sunken in, everything. It was horrible. It was really, really horrible. So I am so happy he has given his life to Christ. And he back to rapping.
Oh, yeah.
He has released the official music video for a song titled Smiled on Me. Mm-hmm. And if you have not seen this music video, then visit icecreamconvos.com and just put in Orlando Brown or go to the video segment, video category on the site, and it's right there. But he got a flow too. Check that out,
y'all. That's a dope video. It's really, he take you kind of through his little, his transition. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And someone on Twitter was like, if Kanye don't put him on, I was like, Lord, not Kanye.
Wow. That would be interesting though.
That would be interesting. It would be interesting. So I'm just happy, and I just want to celebrate some good news for a change. And, just continued prayers, continued support to Orlando Brown. He has a family, his little lady and their child, and everything just is so good to see, because a lot of times we don't see the turnaround.
No, we don't. And shout out to social media, because y'all, we dragged Orlando Brown. Mm-hmm. So we drag them, and when they, they get right and redeem themselves, we got to show them love. It looks like social media they did. So shout out to,
Absolutely. I am so excited. All right, Karla. So let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, I want to talk about Kountry Wayne. And what he's doing for his baby mothers. All of them. All the baby mothers. It's Keisha, Natisha, Renee,
Karla. Don't forget about Karla. That comes later down the line. But
Karla, Tawana.
What song did you think? Hold up, real quick. What song was it you swore they were saying Zavi?
Oh, Drake and The Dream, and it was Shut It Down, and yes, and I believe it was it The Dream or was it Drake? It was Drake, because he was like, you got Zavi and you pretty. Remember? Yeah. I was like, he was like, I want to take you out, girl.
Y'all, for a minute. That's what we knew. That's what it was.
Absolutely. And if you don't believe me, go listen to Drake. It's on the Thank Me Later album. The song is titled Shut It Down. And he also gives us a shout out. The Dream gives us a shout out, but it's all in the same
song. Yeah, exactly.
So, listen, they did give us a shout out twice, because Drake called my name and The Dream called out Ice Cream Conversations.
True that.
Okay. All right. You're going to put some respect on our names, all three of y'all. All right. So we're going to take this break, and we will be right back to talk about Kountry Wayne and his baby mothers, because I think he got more baby mothers than Nick Cannon.
He do, right?
Yeah, he do.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. So, Karla.
Yes.
Kountry Wayne.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Okay, so are you familiar with Kountry Wayne, Karla? You are?
A little bit. Not like, no, I will say no. When you say familiar, because.
Okay, all right. So, for those of you. Okay, well, let me just break it down real quick. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Kountry Wayne, he is what we would call a social media comedian who grew a huge following by doing skits and just, funny skits and commentary on social media. He ended up dating Jess Hilarious for a little bit. You remember Jess Hilarious? Yeah. He dated her for a little while. But the thing about Kountry Wayne is, number one, he's a cutie. But number two, he's funny. But number three, he got 10 youngins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He got 10
full court. Just
youngins.
Full court. Just with his kids.
Listen, both teams. Yeah. Both teams, starting fives on both sides.
Yes.
And, okay, so it's not hard to believe that he has 10 kids, because, again, he is cute, but he ain't that damn cute to be having 10 kids. But he said he came from a small town and wasn't much to do. And so he just made some babies. I think he said he had 4? Either 4 or 5 of them by the time he was 22. Or 7 by the time he was 22. Yeah, he was putting in work. And he said that one baby was born and he went to the hospital, and another one was born a couple days later. And when he came back for that baby, the nurse said, well, did you leave something? He said, yeah, another baby. So, excuse me. Wow. So Kountry Wayne was recently a guest on The Breakfast Club. And of course, Angela Yee, kind of about the way, asked him about his baby mothers, because last time I counted, he had 5 baby mamas. But then in a recent interview, he said he found out that he has 2 more kids. Found out. He has 2 more kids.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he found out he had 2 more kids, if he found out he has 2 more baby mamas, or it has to be 2 more baby mamas, because if you had 2 kids with 1 chick back to back, you would know. So we're going to add 2 more. So we're up to 7.
Mm-hmm.
But he told Angela Yee that he pays all the bills for all of his baby mamas. Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow. Now, on one hand, I'm like, okay, I could see you pitching in and kind of helping out your baby mamas because your children live there. Right. And you want to make sure that your children are good. But he said that he pays all of the bills for all of the baby mamas, regardless of their dating status. Okay. So regardless of whether or not they're dating another man. He said he want them to be happy, go live their best life, because he cannot be their Russell Wilson. So he said he wants them to go live their best life. He will take care of the bills for the baby mamas. And he said that he does not get jealous because he done been there, done that, whatever. And I wrote about this because this is not typical. I don't care how you slice it. This is not typical. No. Anytime that you have a man who is paying full bills for women that he is no longer with, even if they are the mother of his children, it is court ordered from somebody's judge. True.
I've only heard of it a couple times, and it was usually like people from different cultural backgrounds, but I've never heard like like you're talking about 10.
Yes.
And at least 7 baby
mamas. Right? Yes, 7 households, and including himself, that's 8 households he's taking care of. So one might think to themselves, how the hell is Kountry Wayne footing the cost for 8 different households? Right. Well, how about this, Karla? He said during the pandemic, when the pandemic hit, he said he was $13,000 down because he tried to do the right thing, paid his taxes on time, paid them up front, and then the pandemic hit. So he said, had he known the pandemic was going to hit, he would have sat on that tax money. I feel him because it's scamming season. I feel him. But he said, he was trying to do the right thing. Pandemic hit. He was $13,000 down. Between the skits on social media, he just said he went into grind mode. He said he had to trust God because he always talking about how cool God is. He said he had to trust God and lean into his craft. He was making his skits and videos and posting them on socials and all that. This man said in 300 days, he made $7 million.
Wow.
300
that's
days.
Incredible.
It is. So now Kountry Wayne, not only is he a social media star, he just recently dropped a rap album called Drip and Zay with Zaytoven, because Drip is one of his alter egos, one of his characters he does. Okay. So he dropped a rap album. He said he just landed a book deal. Okay. And he said that he turned down movies and TV because he was just busy doing his own thing. He now has his kids doing skits. He said his kids are making $50,000 doing their own skits. And I'm like, you cannot be mad at this black man, but can we talk about, let's slide back around to this paying the bills of the baby mamas. Mm-hmm. Girl, I wrote this story. This story done about crashed my site 3 days in a row.
Wow, for real?
Because Kountry Wayne apparently is more popular than I thought he was. And I think a lot of people are really shocked by the fact that he said he pays all of the baby mama's bills. Okay. But I was really surprised by the reaction of women in the comments. There were a number of reactions. One reaction was, how can I become a baby mama? Because I need a sugar daddy to pay my bills. Pay my bills. So that was one reaction. The other reaction was, well, that's what a man's supposed to do. I mean, friends, I understand that sound real good on paper and it sound real good coming out your mouth. But what percentage of men are going to pay all of your bills? You ain't even with them no more. Right. They going to bring Junior a pair of sneakers and they going to pay his little school lunch and his field trips and carrying on and whatnot. But what man is going to pay all of your bills and not care if you go out and find another man and start dating?
Exactly. Yeah. It's rare. It's very rare. I mean, it might be a couple others out there like him, but it's rare. It is so rare.
It is very rare. Then last but not least was, so What's the big deal? What's the big deal, sis? You are getting graham crackers and $25 a month for child support. What do you mean?
Oh
so?
My gosh, not graham crackers.
This is this is the best case scenario for any baby mama. And I'm not condoning or encouraging baby mamadom. Right. But I was a baby mama. And I'm going to tell you, I was the one getting the graham crackers and the $25 a month. So I can speak from experience.
Right.
Sis, don't sit up and sew this situation. Right. This man is really trying to set an example and be a provider for not only his children. He understands that the moms have to be in a good position.
He wants their whole environment to be healthy.
Okay.
You know, in that way, he's living comfortable. His kids should too.
Absolutely. But think about the financial burden. And I'm going to call it.
That's what I was going to say. He's going to have to work really, really hard for a long time.
For a very long time.
Yeah.
And I know one thing, as a baby mama, when that baby 18th birthday be coming up, you be like, Lord Jesus, pay my bills. Remember when 50 Cent used to get on social media and tell his baby mama, like, 2 more months. You better enjoy it. It's 2 more months.
Though. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, he was very, very hardball. Oh. If you have not seen this interview of Kountry Wayne talking about how he, takes care of the financial burdens of his baby mothers, please slide over to icecreamconvos.com. You actually pause this podcast. Go watch Kountry Wayne talk about paying all his baby mama bills and then come back and we can finish this conversation, because I don't know. I just commend him, because if you really look at it on the outside looking in, he took the worst case scenario and made it the best case scenario. Sure. Because anytime you hear about a man having 10 youngins by 7 different women, 9 times out of 10, he ain't ish. He just bouncing from crock pot to crock pot and dropping off his Johnny Appleseed. Yeah, he knows that he kind of created this situation, and now he's doing his best to try to contain it, take care of it, rectify it in the best of his abilities.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I ain't mad at him.
I ain't mad at Kountry Wayne at all. Yeah, I ain't mad. I want to interview one of the baby mamas. Hey, my bitch. Shoot, girl.
Yes.
Listen, some of y'all done gave up less for more.
Yeah, exactly.
No, gave up more for less. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, speaking of giving up more for less, I want to talk about Tiwa Savage. Are you familiar with Tiwa Savage?
A little bit.
So she is the Afrobeats queen. Now, the reason why I'm asking you if you're familiar with her, because I am not. I learned a lot about her this week.
Okay.
The first being, this girl is gorgeous. Good God almighty, that girl fine. Lord have mercy, Jesus. She looks like SZA and Megan Thee Stallion mixed together, sprinkled with some honey, and somebody put some gummy bears on top. I said, good Lord, this girl is fine. Gosh, she is beautiful. Yeah,
I agree. Well,
she recently sat down with Angie Martinez to do an interview. And during the interview, she revealed that someone is extorting her for money over a sex clip. Now, I'm not going to call it a sex tape because it's not a full out sex tape. It's more of a sex clip. Mm-hmm. Now, Karla, I want you to hear me real close. And I want everybody at home who is listening to this podcast, if you are under the sound of my voice right now, I want you to hear me loud and clear. And I want you to listen closely. Tiwa Savage told Angie Martinez that her boyfriend, I'm going to call him her boyfriend, but she said the person she's dating. If you dating him and you doing all this freakalicious stuff, that's your boyfriend.
Absolutely.
That's your man, girl. Her boyfriend accidentally shared a clip of them engaged in some type of sexual activity or a sex act on Snapchat. Keyword, accidentally. So after it was posted, oh no, I posted this clip of me and Tiwa. So he deletes it, but not before someone screen recorded.
Quick on it. Somebody's on that right away.
Right on top of it.
Once you hit that button.
Okay. Because I tell y'all all the time, the internet is like taking a pillow, throwing all the feathers out the window, and then trying to run back out and collect all the feathers back. You will never find all those feathers, especially on a windy ass day. All right. So someone screen recorded the sex act before the boyfriend could delete it. Now this person reached out to Tiwa Savage's team and is demanding money for the suppression of this clip, or I'm going to release it. If y'all don't give me graham crackers and $25, I'm going to release this clip. So Tiwa told Angie Martinez that she has no plans of paying. She said she will not be shamed by something that happened between two consensual adults. Like, people engage in sex acts all the time.
Yeah.
But who gonna tell Tiwa Savage about her man? Is it gonna be me or is it gonna be you, Karla?
Who gonna tell her? It's gonna be you.
Who gonna tell her? Which one of us is gonna tell Tiwa about her man?
Yeah, that accidentally, shared on Snapchat. I'm not. I mean, come on, how you accidentally? Like, seriously, when you making a video, like, honestly, when you doing something freaky like that, you're like extra careful and you're like extra paranoid. Okay,
so let's dissect this a little bit, because I got a little bit of time before we take our next break. I want to dig into this, okay? Now, some of the things I say may pertain to me personally or may not. I'm going to leave that up between you and Jesus. All right, so I don't use Snapchat, so I am not an expert on how easy it is to post a clip or how easy it is.
So I take that back. I've never used Snapchat, so.
Okay, but hear me out. There's an NBA player by the name of Draymond Green. Some of you may be familiar with him. He has a championship ring or two. I don't know if you remember, Karla, back when Draymond Green posted his schlong on Snapchat by accident.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so hear me out. Draymond said when he posted his schlong on Snapchat, he was actually trying to DM it to someone. Okay, hear me out. Okay.
I see where you going.
Oh, you see where I'm going. You gonna walk with me?
That makes more sense too.
You gonna walk with me?
Oh yeah, I'm right there.
Okay. All right. So let's walk together, hand in hand. All right. All right. So he said he was trying to DM it to someone. Was Tiwa Savage's Manny Mans trying to DM this clip to someone and accidentally posted it in the feed on the stream when he was trying to DM it on the low? Okay. She says, Tiwa, her words, not mine, me and someone I'm dating. If she's not even calling him her man, then she feels like they not even all the way to coupledom yet. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But he might be fine enough to get freaky with, you know what I'm saying? After a few drinks. See, that's where you and I draw the line. These new city girls. These new city girls, you know what I'm saying? So
true that.
I'm like, okay, well, if they not in a full coupledom relationship, then he probably like, yo, I'm about to hit this lick. Yeah. I'm going to post this at 9. You grab it. I'm going to snatch down. I'm going to holler at her. Then you come back around. Try to get the bread.
I didn't think of it.
And then we could split it up on the back end.
Right. Never thought of it like that, because just like you said, she's not claiming him as a boyfriend, but yet she's doing freaky shit with him.
How about that? Ladies?
No, I never thought about that.
Ladies.
That's right.
Ladies, I'm looking at you. We got to do better.
That's a different perspective. Never thought about it like that.
It wasn't like she was getting freaky with Kountry Wayne.
Right.
She could get her bills. Pay my bills. She could get her bills paid if something, you know what I'm saying? If a soldier make it to an egg, she can get her bills paid.
What's wrong with you?
But I'm just saying, and God forgive me if I got her man totally screwed up, but I've been here long enough and I've been fiddling and tiddly-daddling in these social media streets to know this is not cut and dry.
Yeah.
This definitely is not cut and dry. And on top of that, friend, they make apps where I can store all of my freaky videos and pictures.
Privacy.
I mean, excuse me. Where you can post, excuse me, I misspoke. Where you can post all of your freaky videos and photos. It's encrypted and you can put a passcode on it.
Right. I've heard of those apps.
So, because somebody told me about it too, right? Yeah. So what I'm saying is, if you did engage in some freakalicious activity, why is it just free balling all through your phone?
Exactly.
And why is it so close to the front that you can accidentally upload it to Snapchat?
It just doesn't make sense. So much doesn't make sense.
Call me, Tiwa. I will tell you. Call me, girl. So at the end of the day, she said she is not paying the money, which is a smart thing to do because you could pay the money and then the clip could drop.
They still gonna drop it.
Still gonna drop it.
That extortion shit is real.
It really is.
Listen, scammer season.
Scammer season.
Wow.
Scammer
Shout out
season.
to her though for not just owning up to it. Like, and whatever, I did it.
Yes.
So what? I might release it my damn self.
How about that? And that's the thing, we all are adults. We know we have, a little freaky side and we do freaky things. For me, I just feel hurt for her that she had this intimate private moment and it's potentially out there floating around somewhere and while she's building her career at the same time. So then it's like, no matter what she does, if she becomes Grammy Award winning Afrobeats queen, Tiwa Savage, it's like with a few keystrokes, I could watch her give somebody a bob and slob.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And nobody, some of us city girls don't care if that kind of stuff is out there, but for the most part, you want to keep it private. You want people to wonder what you're working with.
Listen, you got to get paperwork, no phones. Once we step across that threshold, you got to give whoever I got, put your phone in the Ziploc, whatever.
There it is.
No, seriously, this is the sad part. Anytime you record yourself, it's a risk.
It's a risk. Absolutely.
It's a risk. You can get hit upside your head with your phone in your hand and somebody get you. You understand? That's like the craziest scenario, but I just feel like it's always, once you record it, there is a risk.
Not unless you have it in the app.
Yeah, but that's
encrypted.
Yeah, what if you get that whoever that can whatever that stuff out, a hacker or somebody that I just feel like you just never know.
You are at risk. At the bottom line of it all, you are at risk. You're right, Karla, because see, I'm out here leaning people the wrong way. Then they'll be called. Then we'll get the letter in the mail from somebody's attorney talking about they listened to us, they encrypted the app, they did the passcode, and now they slobbing the bobs all over Snapchat.
Straight up, we get blamed quick, right?
All the time. Y'all love sending y'all lawyers over my house. Leave me alone.
Yes, but now you have to be like, if you do partake in something like that, you got it. Like you said, it's apps for that. I'm glad you put that out there because I think a lot of people, you might have some people that actually still don't realize like those type of apps exist.
Child, please. Y'all can steal my phone. I'll gladly leave my phone unlocked. What y'all gonna do? Just call me? You ain't got nothing on me. You can call me and look at pictures of my grandbaby. That's all you getting out of my phone.
Right. I better start going back to using them Polaroids.
And had to sit there and shake it. Be like, oh baby, I see your mouth developing. Your mouth is developing. Oh, this gonna be hot. I see it. Hold on, it's rolling down. You be standing over there shaking it. Maybe you shake the Polaroid to make it develop faster. While y'all playing. Good grief. And my thing is, what's in the year of our Lord 2021? Why is it so important to record yourselves?
I think because I guess to go back and kind of, depending on what your whatever is, see what your performance was like. I don't know. For a man and a woman, I think it's different. It depends if we're speaking about a man or for a woman.
Okay. So here's my thought process, and then you tell me yours. If a man is recording a sex act, it is to show the homies.
Yeah, it's a trophy.
It's a trophy.
Show up it is. All day.
If a female is recording, she gonna drop it in the group chat. Y'all, his mouth don't even get tired. He don't even get the lockjaw, yo. He don't even get the lockjaw. He said his whole ABCs.
Yeah.
And he was like, LMNLP. I'm just saying, like, if someone is recording you, it's because they're going to show someone else. Nobody is sitting at home these days just reminiscing on their own videos.
No, but I think that's something you actually have some. No, not reminiscent, but I think you have some people. Like you have people out there that are so like egotistical. Like,
oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I could have. I could have did that better.
I could have. Yeah, see, now the way I came in from the left right there. Yeah, I could have. Oh, yeah, I could have. But no, okay, so to be fair, because she's a recording artist, because she has a busy schedule, maybe they can't be together all the time. So maybe he.
That's true. That's true.
But that's what FaceTime for. But you can't even be doing it on FaceTime. Nah, people be screen recording FaceTime.
Phone says, get visual. Get visual.
Yep. That's what you be like, call me on the landline.
We leave nothing to the imagination anymore.
No, we don't.
I like read something the other day that said like people are having, well, I think it's like our generation under us, that like people are having sex less and less. And I'm like, wait, with all of this, but then I sat and thought about it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's too many stimuli out here. It's nothing to really get you
for imagine. Yeah, nothing
to the imagination. Nothing at all. All right. So if you have not seen this interview with Tiwa Savage talking about being extorted over a Snapchat sex clip, I still say her man's is shady.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so, you kind of lead me over to that way after you broke it down. Yeah.
Yeah. Or either I'm gonna need Draymond Green to explain to me how you could accidentally post your peen in the Snapchat because.
Something don't smell right.
Something don't smell right. And so if you have not seen this interview, just slide over to icecreamconvos.com where we serve delicious scoops of entertainment and celebrity news. Put in Tiwa Savage, TiwaSavage, Tiwa Savage. She is the Afrobeats queen. And even if you don't want to watch the interview, go over there and see how fine she is. God dog. Yeah. And Karla, I was so tempted, but I'm a Christian now, but I was so tempted to try to do some Googles to see if I could find the clip for research purposes.
Yeah, you definitely got to research it.
You know what I'm saying? Just for me to let her know how bad it could really be. You know what I'm saying?
That'd have been very easy.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could look and be like, "Oh, girl, child, this ain't nothing to worry about," or I could be like, "Girl,
your career is over.
Girl, you better drop a hit record right now, right now." So, just shout out to her because I just feel bad for her or any other person, male, female, who has been a victim of just having something personal be leaked publicly. Yeah, that has to be such
awful.
It does. It has to be such an invasive and just I don't even know how to describe it, but
it's so funny. I personally ran into something like that. I'll tell you, I can't tell it on the air. Yeah, it was show and I. Yeah, we got to talk about it off the air. I may be able to get myself together to talk about it one day, but
you done had something leaky.
I feel real bad. No, not me.
Oh, okay, okay.
Somebody I know, but it made me feel like it was me. You ever be so embarrassed for something?
Yes, like, Lord. Like that's when you be like, "Oh, child,
I don't want
to
come outside.
You got to go in the witness." Honestly, you be like, "You got to go in the witness protection program after this, boo." Nope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just shout out to Tiwa Savage. Prayers up for her and just continue to support her, uplift her, and DM her and tell her to keep an eye on her man because we just don't know. Yeah. We just don't know. But again, watch the interview and or just go see how fine she is. Lord Jesus at icecreamconvos.com. She's so fine. He probably was like, I got to show somebody this. You ever have something? You be like, somebody come look at this. Maybe that's what happened, but you don't do it at her expense.
No, come on now. He was trying to get that bag. Scammer season, baby. Speaking of scammer season, let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we're going to get into all things scammers. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
It's beginning to look a lot like scamming season. Everywhere you go. All right. We'll be, girl, listen, I'm going to make a song. It got to be a better song for scammers, though. Is it a song? Is there
I know a dancehall song, yeah, but it's a dancehall song.
Go bust it down.
I don't know the words. Like I literally.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna take a break. I went too far. All right, so we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna hop into all things scammer season. All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Karla, I was thinking during the break, I really need to work on my Jamaican accent or my patois or whatever, because I just embarrassed a whole community of people when I just tried to do my own version of dancehall music.
You are, girl. Listen, it's something that you come with years and years. People come up to me sometimes and ask me, and I'm like, no, I don't know how to. Like just because I'm married. it's not an easy thing. I mean, if I have to like repeat it, it's easy, but not necessarily like just spitting it out.
Okay. All right, y'all. So 'tis the season to be scammers. Fa la 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 la.
Listen, y'all out here getting it.
Y'all out here getting it. Y'all riding around and y'all getting it. It's mine.
Yes.
I spin it.
Yes.
It's mine. I spin it. All right, so let's start with scammer Miss Shanette Lewis out of New York City. So Shanette is 30 years old. And she's a call center worker. She actually worked at the Office of Emergency Management call center. Now, this call center, I didn't even know this thing existed here, Karla. Did you know that in New York, there is a government-funded hotel program? It's called Hotel Room Isolation Program. This program is designed for healthcare workers, as well as regular people who may have been exposed to COVID-19 or who contracted COVID-19. They can go to these hotel rooms free of charge, taken care of by the government, so they can go there to quarantine or to recover from COVID-19. Did you know that that existed in New York?
Not until I didn't, but it makes sense because they were like the hub of the, and they set such a great example as far as, you know, with the pandemic and dealing with the pandemic, and their population is.
Yeah, you're right about that.
But I think that's so awesome. I did not know that until you reported it.
Okay, well, let's get back to Shanette. So Shanette worked in the call center, and basically Shanette answered the calls when healthcare workers would call in to book rooms because they have been exposed or they have contracted COVID-19. And she would also take calls from civilians who are in the same circumstance. So sis was, she working in the call center, boom, boom, boom. And then one day a bright light came on above her head and she said, wait a minute, I'm fitting to swipe these healthcare workers' information. And then she went to Facebook and started, basically she flipped the hotel room isolation program into her own freelance hotel business. So sis went to Facebook and started advertising hotel rooms at $50 a night or $150 for a week in a 5-star hotel, mind you. I'm like, advertise on Facebook though?
So bold. That's where it all went downhill. You left a digital trail. Like you're
digital trail on Facebook of all places. Sis was making upwards of $16,000 a week by subleasing these hotel rooms to people on Facebook using the credentials of healthcare workers in order to book the rooms. Okay. So the jig got so good to sis because she top-notch scamming at this point.
Yeah, she addicted now. The money is too fast.
Money.
That's fast money. Yeah.
Fast money. Karla, over the course of 2 months, sis brought in 3 more friends. So it was 4 of them running it. They booked out 2,700 rooms in the course of 2 months.
Ridiculous.
Sis, wait, City Girls up though. City Girls up. Shanette even spent 28 days in a hotel room of her own.
That is nuts.
The hotel rooms were available in the Bronx and then Manhattan, and she was leasing out these rooms. So at some point, the government caught on and sent out letters to people who had bookings, and they were like, oh, you don't fit the criteria, so your booking has been canceled at this hotel. So one of the girls, now mind you, now they're Facebook messaging each other, okay? Another digital trail. The girl, one of her accomplices named Tatiana, sent Shanette a message and said, girl, we going to jail, LOL.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Okay, so on top, so basically the 2,700 rooms that were rented out under a Shanette Lewis's watch cost the government $400,000.
Wow.
But that's not all, because scammers gon' scam.
Oh, yeah.
Shanette also got busted for employment fraud because sis was collecting unemployment, $45,000 worth of unemployment while she was still working.
So stupid. That is so stupid. You try to double dip. I mean, it's bad enough you scam and one. Why would you collect unemployment too? Like, I'm not saying that one was better than the other.
But I'm like, saying unemployment would have kept her under the radar at least. Yeah. You gonna go work for the government. Hear me out. Saying. She's working for the government.
Same people.
Oh my God, yeah.
One state, in fact, but this is where she's real stupid because at the end of the day, like, even if that's what you decided to do, why advertise it on Facebook? It should have been low key because you could have get in and get out. She could have easily got in and got out without a trace. You can't do something like that forever though. Like you talking about 2,700. Yeah, at that rate. And see, when they find out, they're not going to bust you. They're going to sit back and they're going to wait so they can get enough on you and make it stick.
Absolutely. On Facebook, she was like, "Be Cash App ready."
Yeah. Damn shame. You see how, y'all getting worse and worse. Seriously.
At this point, we gotta say y'all getting worser and worser. They ain't even a word, but that's what it is. Y'all getting worser and worser.
Yes.
So they had a picture of Sis. Sis was sitting in a fine dining restaurant, had her baby hairs laid, pretty chocolate mama. I said they gonna eat her ass up in jail. They gonna eat her ass up. And somebody commented, one of our ICC friends, and was like, "Oh shit, after I looked at this picture is screaming. Now all you gotta do is."
Yeah.
Y'all.
Because that's a scammer's line.
All you gotta do is. Y'all, please go to icecreamconvos.com and put in Shanette Lewis and go see this beautiful chocolate queen who is screaming. This photo is screaming. All you got to do is. So now she and her 3 homies are all cased up. I don't even know how much time they're facing at this point.
They're going to get a lot of, I mean, it's going to be so many different charges. They're going to be so many different charges. Just think
Can
about
we
it.
just, but guess what the big picture is that we totally skipped over? And I skipped over it in the story, I think, because it came to me as an afterthought. She is so lucky that she was not charged with some level of endangerment because she's booking civilians in a hotel that is COVID infested.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yeah, you have a good point.
Come on, Sister Lewis.
They're going to nail her and her buddies. And then her buddies her friends are going to tell on her, going to give up details. So,
and then the illest part of it all, y'all got to stop doing y'all dirt on social media. Do y'all know how many of y'all are sitting behind bars right now because of social media?
They can't help it.
Don't DM. Don't post. It's bad enough y'all texting each other. At this point, you got to tie a note to a pigeon's ankle and just send him up into the air. Y'all got to stop playing. Digital trails are real.
They don't. That's what real G's move in silence. They don't listen. Today it's like there's no code. Once again, we talked about that last week. I think about ain't no code. It's not.
You know why? Because the flex is more important.
Yep.
The flex is more important.
A lot of folks. You're gonna see it bring it's gonna end a lot of people's careers. A lot.
All right, so speaking of city girls, shout out to British Williams. Y'all remember British Williams, former Basketball Wives star? She's a scammer. She been scamming. So,
damn shame. They come, listen, left and right. We're going to see, this is going to go on for the rest of the year.
Between the PPP loans and the scamming, all y'all going to be in jail for Thanksgiving.
Listen. I'm so glad I'm so glad I wasn't falling for the all you gotta do is
listen. While you playing, I got a phone call that was like, all you gotta do is, and I was like,
a couple conversations like that over the pandemic.
Listen, somebody hit me like, yo, you got a legit business too? The PPP is for you, baby. It's designed for you. And I was like, word? And he's like, yeah. Then I was like, nah, I'm good. Because my thing was, there were people who really needed those PPP loans.
Right.
What I'm going to take it for when I don't actually need it? The Lord blessed me throughout the pandemic. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, little black baby Jesus in the manger.
Right.
But come on, man.
And your job would be considered pandemic proof, right?
Yeah. Oh,
or
well,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
Technically,
like you can't not. COVID wasn't holding you from going to work, and it didn't. Well,
technically, when I caught COVID, it was hard for me to type.
Yeah.
I couldn't podcast. It's hard for me to breathe. I couldn't podcast.
I'm just saying, those are the things, like the type of luck we got. They'd have been hitting you with all kinds of the walls.
Absolutely. They would have found some type of they would have found some type of loophole, some type of because of the pandemic, you couldn't log on to your MacBook. Is that what you're telling me? I'll be like, yup. And even Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp had went down too. I couldn't post nothing. I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't post nothing. All right. So back to British Williams. So former Basketball Wives star was indicted on September 22nd on federal fraud charges, and sis was arrested on October 7th because she was conducting fraud, wire fraud, frank fraud, you name it, fraudy fraud in St. Louis.
You name it.
You name it. Sis was getting to it. So basically what she is accused of, and I'm going to say allegedly because she claims she's innocent, but that's what we do though.
Yeah.
So, from 2017 to 2019, British Williams allegedly conducted all types of fraud to obtain loans, lines of credit. She cashed fake checks. She claimed false dependents on her taxes. She has, and let me read off the charges to the court. She has 5 felony charges of misuse of a social security number. She has 4 charges of bank fraud. She has 3 charges of false statements to the IRS. She has 3 charges of wire fraud. She has 3 charges of aggravated identity theft. And sis said, I'm innocent.
Wow.
Her attorney said that this is nothing more than a witch hunt on a celebrity. Y'all stop playing with me.
When I like read that, I was like, hold up. I'll be running that back. Let me make sure I saw that.
Define celebrity.
Yeah, exactly. Right? What's your definition of celebrity?
What is,
because I had to remember who she was.
Okay.
When honestly, like, who the hell?
The reason why I remembered her is because I think her and her man got into it. Remember that time she went on a date with Soulja Boy? And her man blasted her on social media. Yeah, that's why I remembered her, because she was with Soulja Boy.
Celebrity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He Superman that hoe.
I hope that's not the main defense. You stupid.
God forgive me, because I don't know if that girl a hoe, but I do know she's accused of being a scammer. It's scammer season. Yeah.
We gotta get a song for that, because I got a feeling we're gonna be talking about this in some future podcast. There's gonna be
absolutely scammers gonna scam.
Oh yeah.
So last but not least in our scammer segment, 18 veteran NBA ballers were indicted and arrested for conducting $4 million in healthcare insurance fraud.
Disgraceful. This is like the most disgraceful story I think I've read in a long time. You talk about you talking about scammers. Like, this is the ultimate scam. Ultimate scam. I can't believe it. Like, and when I've read, like, when you see some of the names and you're like, you knew better. You knew better. Like, come on, y'all.
Do y'all know what I had to go through to get health insurance, period? Yeah, listen. And y'all out here scamming health insurance people?
Just with the previous, you know how long they fought for that? To get that in the NBA, like it's so many people fought for that, and I know it hurts them to see this because I don't think it was implemented until like 15, 16 or something like that. I might be wrong.
I think you might be right. Go ahead and check your thing.
Yeah.
But and while you checking that, I'm just going to tell the folks what had happened was, so Terrence Williams, formerly of the New Jersey Nets, because you know the Nets are now Brooklyn, but back in the back when the New Jersey, the Nets were still in New Jersey, Terrence Williams was playing for him. And according to federal prosecutors, he is the one who orchestrated this scammer scheme. So basically what Terrence Williams was doing, he allegedly had templates of invoices, and he created fake invoices for a number of NBA players, and he received over $200,000 worth of kickbacks. So I'm Karla, help me out here. So basically they were submitting false claims and then receiving checks to pay for the services on the false claims.
Yeah, like you ever have some insurances do that, or like it's a certain amount that they allot for certain things. Like, I'm not exactly sure how that works out, but I do know, like, sometimes it's money, like they pay out and you may actually get it, and then you go in and supposed to get the service done.
Okay, because that makes sense, because the insurance company that I'm with, because I'm self-employed, I have to pay for my own healthcare insurance out of pocket. And if any of you ever work for a job and then you either quit that job or got fired from that job, and you got that Cobra letter.
Oh, Cobra is sick.
Okay, you know them Cobra prices. Yeah, them the type of prices that I pay for healthcare insurance for myself and for ICC employees. So this one right here kind of hit hard. I mean, I'm like, scammers be scamming, but this made me mad because I know what I pay. But like you were saying, Karla, with our healthcare plan, if I go get a service done, my insurance allots a certain amount of money. So say, for instance, I go get a pimple plucked out of my forehead. I know that sounds stupid, but just work with me. All right. And they have an allotment, or whatever you call it, like a $100 allotment for a pimple plucking. But my doctor only charged me $25. Right. My insurance company will send me, they will pay the doctor, but they will shoot me the other $75.
Yep.
So I guess this is what these gentlemen were doing in order to get kickbacks, because they're receiving the money for the services when there was no such service needed.
A lot of it was cosmetic dentistry. So, and you know, that goes up into, you know, that can get it really, really expensive.
Absolutely. And none of these brothers need no smile that pretty. All right. So some of the notable names, it was 18 in all, 18 NBA veterans, and one NBA wife was charged as well.
Allen's wife, right?
Yes, she was charged. All of them were charged with conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud, wire fraud, and aggravated identity theft. Shout out to British Williams. You got that charge too, sis. So I believe Shanette got that charge too, Shanette Lewis, because aggravated identity theft, because she took the identity of the healthcare workers. I think she got that charge.
Comes once you start making false claims and stuff like that.
And fraud. Yeah. So Glenn Big Baby Davis was on the list. Big baby. Darius Miles, he's one of the NBA players I remember. And Shannon Brown. Is that why Monica got divorced? She was like, bro, I am not going to jail with you in this scamming mess. Either that or she just wanted to get some conjugal visits with C Murder. I don't know. But I know Monica got out of that marriage.
Yes. I was surprised to see a lot of those names on there. But the one thing that they all have in common, they were all like average players. Except for maybe Darius Miles was like a double guy, and maybe I guess we could take maybe Tony Allen off like it's only a couple of them, but they all were average players, several team players.
Wow.
So it's like, I don't know if that was their way of kind of like, they had a thing where, like
getting a little extra.
Getting what they feel like they were just due, or what was owed to them. But I feel bad for like the Asian players back from like in the 70s, because that was implemented for the players that were aging and having health ailments, because they did not have anything before that.
Right. So
think about those guys who made nothing. They didn't make half of what these guys. That's the insulting part.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So
it is.
That part made me, like, I was disgusted.
It's wild. I mean, that's the last thing I expected, to wake up and be like, 18 veteran NBA ballers indicted and arrested for scamming.
And I think you're going to hear more. I think that's just that. I feel like we're going to hear more. There are going to be more players as it goes on. I just do.
I think it's just going to, the way they cracking down on scammers right now, y'all got to find a new occupation.
Yeah, and then I seen like Sebastian's Telfair, and I'm like, Sebastian, when he play in the league, how long did he play in the league? You know what I'm saying?
Sitting on the bench, now he's going to jail.
He broke because he's the only one that had a public defender. Like, he had a appointed lawyer. I read that. I'm like, oh my God.
Not the public defender.
Yeah.
Y'all, listen, if you want to see a full list of all the veteran NBA ballers
go check
who are
out.
now on the NBA top scammers list, visit icecreamconvos.com. Put in 18 veteran NBA, and you're going to get your story. You're going to get your story. Just horrible. All right, Karla. So I want to take another really, really quick break. And when we come back, we can go ahead and wrap up the show, because scammers going to be scamming. All right. We'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, we are back. So, Karla, I just have a few things that I would like to run through before we go ahead and exit this week. So, on Friday, Adele will be releasing her brand new single, Easy on Me, and I cannot wait.
Okay. All right, Adele, poking your head.
Listen, you know Adele dating LeBron's manager. What's his name? Rich Paul.
Oh, wow. Okay. Go ahead.
So if her voice sound a little more rich, it's because she been eating chocolate. Hello, yes, girl.
No, that's her.
Yes, girl.
You better get it.
It's
I ain't
me.
mad at you, Adele.
Hey, yes, Adele. I love Adele. I just really, really, honestly love her. Someone said, one of our ICC friends was like, Adele always knows the assignment, and I was like, and she always passes the class. Then my ICC friend came back and was like, valedictorian. I was like, yes, ma'am. So shout out to Adele. I look forward to listening to her new single, Easy on Me. Actually, if you don't want to wait until Friday, you can slide over to icecreamconvos.com. Adele, I think she leaked. The kids call it leaked. The old heads call it previewed. You know, we call it previewed. The kids call it leaked. But she previewed, I think, about a minute of the song. And it's good. It's good. Okay. It's good.
Of course.
So, it's Adele. So you can listen to that at icecreamconvos.com. I also wanted to take a moment to celebrate. I want to celebrate Pooch Hall. Pooch Hall recently celebrated being 3 years sober. And if you don't know who Pooch Hall is, he is Derwin
Davis.
Yes, Derwin from The Game. And the reason why I want to take this time to celebrate him is because I took time to write about him when he was going down that spirally dark road.
I love Pooch.
Yes, he's such a cutie.
Yeah,
he is corny, but he's cute. Yeah. He's very cute.
Yeah.
And he has a beautiful family.
Yeah.
He is also a father of a special needs daughter.
He's part of the family. I'm always going to be biased to people. That's one of my
Absolutely. And his daughter is so beautiful. I just love her. So you guys may recall Pooch Hall was arrested 3 years ago for driving drunk with his 2-year-old on his lap. And he entered a rehab program and all that. And he really, truly, honestly got himself together. And I want you to visit icecreamconvos.com to see what he wrote about his 3 years of sobriety. It was very, very beautiful. I don't want to ruin it for him. I want you to see it for yourself. So you can visit icecreamconvos.com to see that. And more celebratory news, because I like ending on a happy note. Yeah. Are you feeling this, Karla? I'm feeling it. I like it.
Oh yeah.
All right. So hello there. Tabitha Brown is a New York Times best-selling author. Congratulations to Tabitha Brown.
Awesome.
Yes, her new book, Feeding the Soul, is not only on the New York Times bestsellers list, but it is #1 in her category. Nice. So she was on social media and she was trying to keep her tears together. And I was like, Tab, don't do this, Tab, don't do this. Don't do this.
Right.
So, so congratulations to her. She is one of those people that I feel like she deserves everything good that this world has to offer.
Yes, I agree.
She is the purest soul. And I look at her and I'm like, why I can't be sweet like that? Oh, because I got that app on my phone with them pictures and videos in it. That's why I can't be sweet like Tab. But yes, so congratulations to her. Just some FYI news. Nick Cannon plans to be celibate until 2022. So he has a whole 60 days to keep his...
I'm like, Nick's like, yeah, I love Nick Cannon to death, but he need to sit on the shelf for a minute. Yeah, you need to be celibate. How about just be quiet?
Oh, that part.
Yeah.
How you going to announce you're going to be celibate until 2022 when it is October?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
if he had tried this in January, he wouldn't have made as many headlines as he did. You feel me? Oh, okay.
I know that's right.
Oh, okay. So shout out to Nick Cannon and his vow of celibacy for the next 60 days.
Yeah. Straight up.
Listen, but New Year's Day gonna be popping.
Yeah. Girl.
We'll be having another baby shower by September.
Yeah. It might be some it might be some in the oven that we don't know about now.
Okay. You are very welcome.
He don't know yet.
He don't know. They'll pop up on him on New Year's Day. Like, do you remember the 21st night of September? And we got it on record. He did not announce his celibacy until October. So I'm saying. Yeah. So this Friday also, October 15th, Halloween Kills opens in theaters this Friday. Yeah. Now, between you and me and me and you and you and me.
You want to see it?
I seen it.
Oh, that's right. That's what's that? I don't like this. What happened? It wasn't. All right, tell me about it.
In an effort to maintain my relationship with Universal Pictures, I will have to plead the fifth FIF on this one. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I did speak with Omar J. Dorsey.
That was a great interview.
By the
way, that was an awesome interview. You knocked that out. That was a great interview.
Thank you. Yeah. I really had to keep it together from fanning out on him because he has been my absolute favorite ever since he became Hollywood on Queen Sugar. And you remember we were trying to get him and get him for an interview.
You did good.
For Queen Sugar.
Right.
And he was just kind of, ignoring me. And then ain't no other way to say it. I mean,
no, he might have been busy.
You ignoring somebody when you give me the contact information. It was like, yo, yeah, just hit me up. Yeah, we can do it. And I hit him up. He ignored me. So anyway, it's so ironic because I say all that to say when you ask God for something, you have to give it to him and go to sleep. Because I kept chasing Omar and chasing. I wasn't stalking and harassing. I just would send an email periodically when I would run into him at events for OWN. I'm like, yo, Omar. He'd be like, oh, ice cream combos. I'm like, what's good? He'd be like, oh, yeah, hit me up. Okay, I'm going to hit you up on that same email you've been ignoring for 3 years. That's what I'm going to do. All right, got you. Thank you, Omar. And then one day I was just minding my Black-owned business and I received an email that said, hey, do you want to interview Omar for Halloween Kills?
And
I was like,
tell you how he was going to give it to you.
Okay. I was like, okay, Black Jesus with hair and 1 feet of bronze. I see what you did right there. So I really had a great conversation with him. Didn't talk too long. It was short and sweet, but we talked about him joining the Halloween franchise. We talked about his favorite Halloween costumes. I found out if he was team candy corn and, of course, his favorite flavor of ice cream. Yeah, the candy corn was fun. The candy corn was fun. And so you can actually listen to that interview because I released it as a special podcast interview, or you can actually go over to YouTube or to icecreamconvos.com and you can watch the interview. So whichever you prefer, because I know y'all be busy.
Yeah, go check it out, y'all. It was good.
Y'all be busy leaking pictures and sex clips on Snapchat. So so just go over and check that out. But shout out to Omar for taking the time to talk to us. Finally, I can cross him off of my wish list. Right?
Yeah.
And another movie note, this Friday, October 15th, The Last Duel will open in theaters. Now, The Last Duel stars Jodie Comer, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. So, Karla, remember I told you I was going to be going to their press conference.
Oh, yeah.
So, this whole thing was like, it was really weird because initially I thought I was going to be interviewing them. So I was like, had the bubble guts all week. Stayed up preparing for the interview to find out it was a press conference. So I'm like, okay, a press conference, it just means more people will be there, but I'm still interviewing. And then found out it was a CNC press conference where basically they have a press conference and I get to watch. And I submitted my questions. They never chose my questions. So I just basically was at a CNC.
Okay.
But the movie is good as oh my God, that movie's so good. It's long. It's long, player.
Yeah, but you don't mind it long if it's good.
Put on your Depends before you sit down now, player. The movie is long, but it is so good.
Did it say long or like?
It's like nearly 3 hours long.
Or color purple long.
It's color purple long.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in my personal opinion, it went so fast. It was so good and engaging that you really didn't pay attention to the time. The only thing that gave away the time was like you readjusting in your seat because your butt cheek may go going to sleep.
Right.
That type of stuff. But other than you have to go to the bathroom. Yeah. So other than those things, like I was totally engaged. But I just want to mention this film because this film is highly, 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 highly triggering. If you are a victim of sexual assault, I am going to forewarn you 30,000 times that this movie is highly, they literally, for the trailer, it need to be boom, 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 trigger. Trigger warning, boom, boom, trigger warning, boom, every 30 seconds. It needs to be a trigger warning because this film is highly, highly triggering, especially to someone who may have been or may currently be a victim of sexual assault. So I just want to put that out there because they're not talking about that enough. They're not talking about how triggering it is.
Yeah, you just never know.
Yeah,
so I suffer from, so many people are victims.
Yeah, because I was triggered just watching it. Like, and yeah, it was like, wow. When a man go, wow, like, yeah, it was very triggering. But fantastic film. Shout out to Ben. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Nicole Holliff-Center, who the three of them wrote the screenplay. It's based off of a book, and the film is about the very last duel that is recorded in history, like a duel for justice of some sort. But it was it was so good. It was so good. And this is not even my genre, like that medieval 1380, it was 1383. But child, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that I was watching a film set in 1383. I literally could have changed their clothes and changed their dialect and put it out, and it would have been a 2021 movie. Okay. So the bigger picture and the most unsettling part of the whole film was the same ish that was happening in 1383 is happening in 2021. Where's the progress? Yeah. Wow. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was the biggest takeaway for me with the film. Absolutely wonderful film, but I just want you to be forewarned. There is it's a sexual assault scene that can be very, very triggering to some. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I think that is everything. The last thing I want to throw on the docket, Karla, if you do not mind. This is not on the docket, but it came up today and it's just been messing with my spirit all day long. And I just want to address it before we go. I want to give a shout out to Bailiff Byrd. Oh.
Wait a minute. You talking about Judge Judy's bailiff,
right? I want to give a shout out to Bailiff Byrd. Petrie, I think it's Petrie, Hawkins, Byrd. I want to give a shout out to you, King. Because I ain't know Judy did you dirty like that, my brother. My G. I did not know Judy did you dirty like that. For those of you who don't know, Byrd said, Byrd, who was a ride or die, who stood next to Judge Judy's, what do you call it where the judge sits? I don't want to call it a throne, but what is that thing called? What is the technical term for where a judge sits?
Well, I have like a brain freeze right now. I can't think of it.
I couldn't think of it all day long. I don't know. But wherever Judge Judy sits, damn it, Byrd was standing right next to her for 25 years.
Chambers? No, that's behind. No,
Chambers is the behind thing.
In the back. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, but it's going to come to us, 3 hours after we get off the podcast. He stood beside that woman for 25 years. Ride or die, Byrd. True. Byrd ain't caused no problems. Byrd ain't bothered nobody. He just made sure y'all gonna put some respect on Judge Judy's name when she handling her handles in the courtroom. Well, Judge Judy had a very nasty split from Fox after 25 years. You remember that? She had it was a lawsuit involved. It was money and all kind of things. And when she announced her new show, Judy Justice, which is coming to Amazon and IMDb TV in November, they put the photo out, and I said, "Hold on, this not Byrd. Who is this? Who is this man? Sorry to this man. I don't know this man. This is not Byrd." So then I thought to myself, you know what? She had such a nasty split that probably part of the lawsuit or whatever, she can't take the name. She can't take any of the people associated previously with Judge Judy.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the bench too. Bestie.
The bench. Thank you, Lord have mercy. He said, I know
we both had like brain freeze.
Whew. Okay. So I assumed, which we should never do, but I assumed that he couldn't go with her because of some legal stuff. Right. Come to find out, Byrd done told us that, number one, he didn't even know Judge Judy had another show coming. She done got another show. He at home taking care of his wife, who had just finished 3 rounds of chemo and underwent surgery to remove a malignant brain tumor. The doctors were able to remove 95%. He at home caring for his wife, and he finds out that Judge Judy done got a new show called Judy Justice. So he reach out to her like, well, they ain't say nothing to me. So he reach out to her like, hey, what's up? Should I expect some paperwork in the mail? Like, we got a new gig. What we doing? What we doing, Judy? What we doing? Right. And she was like, no, you're not going to get nothing in the mail. because you basically been priced out. And so we got a new bailiff. We're going in a different direction. And he was so hurt. And I would have been hurt too. Because I know what that well means. I know, Karla. I know. But
how they were in place. Did she like personally pick him when they first started?
I don't know. But Karla, his wife was her executive producer of Judge Judy.
Okay.
He was her bailiff. Okay. I was told that Judge Judy asked the wife to come produce Judy Justice, but you gonna leave Byrd? So then Byrd sitting at home like, well, did I do something wrong? Did I offend you? Did I hurt your feelings? Did I do something? Right. Whatever. She was like, no, you basically got priced out. So then he's like, but you never gave me the opportunity. I would have took a lower pay just to be a part. Right. So I'm like, and then the icing on the cake is she go get a younger looking version of Byrd. So you went and got a black bailiff.
I believe that it all came down. It's not just her. Like, if you notice that judges age out, they try to go with a younger. If the bailiff's not young, the judge is young, and vice versa. Because that's why I think they asked. Basically, wasn't that the reason that they asked Judge Judy, or the issue she had before was about her age, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And because she hired her granddaughter. We've seen it happen with Judge Lynn Toller.
Maybelline.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. I'm not saying it's messed up. Don't get me wrong. Like, I feel bad for Byrd, but I feel like it's not all of just Judge Judy's decision. Like, I feel like, but we're talking about Judge Judy too, who holds a lot of.
Man, Judge Judy can walk into a room and say, I wanted to be blue.
But she doesn't need the money. Yeah, and that's true.
Because here's the thing. She hired her granddaughter as her stenographer. Mm-hmm. She hired,
as she should, though.
You know, so basically and from what I'm told, the new bailiff is her security guard.
Okay.
So now, if you look at it visually, you're right. You are absolutely 1000% right, Karla. Visually, she has youngified everything around her but her. She the oldest thing in the room outside of the bench.
That's how it goes. It's sad. Yeah, but they couldn't have did that. That's a loyalty thing, you know. And he has to feel extremely hurt, but you know,
man, listen.
Everybody's definition of loyalty is different.
It is, and here's the thing. Karla said to me the other day. Sarah said to me the other day, when it comes to money, you gotta leave your feelings out of it. And I was like, huh?
That's facts.
And she was like, yeah, when it comes to money, you have to leave your feelings out of it.
Yeah, like, that's the truth. No, that's the truth. You do. That's why they always talk about like the business and pleasure thing. Like, you kind of got it. And the pleasure doesn't mean just like somebody you're dating or no, it means like friends. Yeah. Like it gets sticky. It does.
You're right.
Emotions get involved. People start taking it personal. Sarah's right. I agree with Sarah.
Well, Byrd, you could be a bailiff over here at the Ice Cream Convos podcast. You can stand next to my desk while I'm doing this podcast. Save me from myself.
Judge Mathis wouldn't get rid of Doyle like that.
How about that?
That's his, listen.
But Doyle young, though.
That's so true. That's true. See, you never see. You don't. I'm telling you, you don't see it.
Dang.
You don't.
Wow. And they be dyeing Judge Mathis. They be dyeing his hair and everything. Yeah. Keep him looking younger.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be a time where they're going to be tapping him on his damn shoulder. I hope it ain't soon, though. I love Judge Mathis.
Man, I love Judge Mathis.
Judge Mathis run all the way. Y'all let them Supreme Court justices stay in there till they fall asleep.
How about that? You said till they fall asleep. Oh, my gosh. Let me tell you something, though. I love me some Judge Mathis as long as he on TV, because when I met him in person, he killed the dream.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Yeah, remember I told you he was talking to me like I was getting on his last damn nerve. I was
trying to block it out.
Shoot. I'm like, damn, Mathis with an F. Mathis, you ain't gotta be treating me like that. He was talking to me like I was getting on his last damn nerves.
But you know, we see that side of him. I've seen times where I'm like, oh, this nigga, somebody get this nigga something.
Okay. I was like,
all she said was her name. You be like, damn. She just said her name and where she was from.
somebody passed his ass a Snickers. He cutting up. Listen.
That's what they say. Don't go to a judge if they hungry. They always say like the worst time to go is before they have lunch.
Yo, Mathis was so mean to me. I was like, let me get away from his ass where he called me a crackhead. It was coming. It was coming because he was acting like I got on his last damn nerve. So, with that being said, shout out to all of our court TV judges and shout out to Judge Joe Brown because he don't give a damn about nothing
at all. Especially when that rum hit the system.
Oh my God, Judge Joe Brown, ignorant as hell.
He be out there in these streets drinking hard.
Oh my gosh. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's podcast. Karla, thank you as always for being the best co-host in the world.
Thank you, boo.
Yes, absolutely. ICC friends, be sure to subscribe, rate, and comment on the podcast. Yes. It helps us out so much. Be sure to connect with us on social media. And I am so proud to announce that we officially have a website for the Ice Cream Convos podcast. Hey. It is icecreamconvospodcast.com. You can go there. You can email us. You can join our mailing list. You can listen to podcast episodes past, present, and future. Well, not the future ones because we didn't record them yet, but you can listen. It has all the different places that you can listen to our podcast depending on what you like. You know, if you're team Android or team iPhone, it is very, very convenient. It is very, very easy to navigate, and it is the easiest way to listen to our episodes past and present. So I'm very, very excited about that. So go check it out. icecreamconvospodcast.com. And for your delicious scoops of entertainment and celebrity news, be sure to visit icecreamconvos.com every single day. Yeah. All day, every day. Yeah. Because I work like a Hebrew. Oh, I do. I work so hard.
Yeah. Crazy, yeah.
I work so hard. Karla, you got any parting words for the friends?
Just listen, yo, stay still, mask up because we still fighting this thing. And listen, don't follow behind them scammers and get your ass set up before
scammers
try to finish the year out. Yeah, it ain't nothing worse than getting locked up before Christmas time. Before Christmas season hit.
Yeah, because I heard them Thanksgiving meals in jail ain't hidden.
Listen, hey, you gonna sit? Ain't nobody really coming to court. They stay on vacation around that time.
Yes, they do. You ain't gonna see a judge till Valentine's Day. Do not get locked up right now.
Stay away from the all you gotta do is soon as you hear it, run.
Listen. But before we go, I'm gonna tell you, if you got some freaky pictures in phone, all you gotta do is download this app. It is called Private. Got a little lock and key on the front. Just trust me on this. All you gotta do is download it. And Tiwa, girl, I'm gonna call you about your mans. I'm gonna call you.
Yes, please.
All right, guys. ICC.
We all we got.
Peace out. See you guys next week. Love you. Bye.
Ice cream conversation. Ice cream conversation.